If you ever want to feel small, stand next to a line of leafcutter ants. Because while you're living your ordinary human life, these tiny creatures are running one of the most advanced agricultural systems on Earth. A system so sophisticated, so coordinated, so ruthlessly efficient, that scientists say leafcutter ants behave more like a civilization than an insect. And it all begins with something wild. Leafcutter ants don't eat leaves. They harvest them. They cut entire forests down, piece by tiny piece, not to feed themselves, but to feed the fungus they farm. Yes, tiny ants, running enormous underground fungus farms. With a society run like a military, an economy based on agriculture, and a defense system that puts human armies to shame. This is the leafcutter empire. Picture this. You're walking through a rainforest. You see a marching line, thousands of ants, each carrying a piece of leaf above their heads like a green sail. It looks peaceful, almost cute. But what you're actually witnessing is the largest industrial farming operation in the insect world. It starts when the workers, small but razor sharp, climb up trees and slice leaves with mandibles so powerful they vibrate like tiny chainsaws. Snip, snip, snip. Each cut is surgical, precise, efficient. The ants aren't randomly chopping. They know exactly which leaves are best for their fungal gardens. They avoid toxic plants. They avoid plants that slow fungal growth. They avoid anything that might ruin the crop. This isn't instinct, this is expertise. The foragers slice pieces the size of their own bodies, haul them down the tree, then carry them miles along worn ant highways. Superhighways built from pheromone trails that function like GPS. And here's the crazy part. Every leaf-carrying worker has a tiny bodyguard riding on its back, a mini ant. A soldier barely the size of a grain of sand. Why? To defend the worker from parasitic flies that lay eggs on them. The flies are so fast a leafcutter would be dead in seconds, unless its personal security detail leaps up and attacks. Yes. Leafcutter ants invented bodyguards. They even rotate them like shifts. This empire doesn't play. Once the leaf pieces reach the nest, the real magic begins. Inside the colony, deep underground, lies a sprawling network of chambers. Not random tunnels, but organized agricultural zones. The leaf pieces are passed from worker to worker like a conveyor belt inside a factory. First group, clean and lick the leaves to remove contaminants. Second group, chew them into pulp. Third group, shape that pulp into tiny garden beds. Then, the most delicate workers arrive, the fungus farmers. These ants take a carefully preserved fungal strain, a strain that the colony has been cultivating for millions of years, and plant it into the leaf beds. The ants feed the fungus, water it, care for it, protect it from pests, even prune it when it grows out of control. And the fungus responds by growing specialized, nutrient-rich nodules, which the ants eat like bread. So yes, leafcutters invented bread making before humans existed. This fungus is so essential that when a queen leaves to start a new colony, she carries a tiny chunk of it in her mouth, a sacred seed of the empire. If the fungus dies, the colony dies. Every leaf, every worker, every soldier, every tunnel, all of it revolves around protecting the fungus. This is not just farming, this is survival. But what makes the leafcutter empire truly astonishing is its military. Because a colony doesn't just farm. It defends its farmland like a nation protecting its borders. Their worst enemy? A parasitic mold called Escovopsis. This mold can invade the fungal gardens and destroy everything. To fight it, leafcutter ants employ an elite caste of workers coated in antibiotic-producing bacteria. Yes, ants wear living armor. These bacteria, carried on their bodies, produce chemical antibiotics that kill Escovopsis on contact. Scientists discovered these ants were using antibiotics long before humans, millions of years before penicillin. The ants discovered the concept of medicine before our species had fire. Every day is a battle for survival. The workers march out in massive harvesting lines. The soldiers patrol the edges. The tiny bodyguards ride on workers' backs like vigilant sentries. Tunnel workers expand the underground city. Nurses care for eggs and larvae. Farmers tend to fungus crops. Medics treat infections with natural antibiotics. The queen lays thousands of eggs a day to fuel the workforce. This entire empire operates flawlessly, with no leader, no commander, no written laws, no spoken language. Just chemistry, just instinct refined through evolution until it became something that looks like intelligence. And the sheer scale of it? Mind-blowing. A full-grown leafcutter colony can reach 8 million ants. Their nests can spread 100 feet across underground. One colony can harvest hundreds of kilograms of leaves a year, the equivalent of a human city clear-cutting an entire forest. If leafcutter ants were the size of humans, their civilization would rival Rome, Egypt, and China combined. So why do they go to all this trouble? Because leafcutters don't eat leaves. They can't digest them. The fungus can. The ants grow it, feed it, protect it, and the fungus feeds the colony. It's the oldest example of sustainable agriculture on Earth. Not extractive, not wasteful, not destructive, a perfect cycle. But despite this harmony, the leafcutter empire is always on the brink of collapse. A drought can wipe out the fungus, a flood can drown the colony, a parasite can infiltrate the gardens, a predator can break into the tunnels. So the ants never stop working, never stop cutting, never stop defending. Because when your entire civilization depends on a crop, you guard it with your life. Leafcutter ants aren't just insects. They're builders, farmers, soldiers, medics, engineers, caretakers, strategists. A civilization made of millions of minds that function as one. A society that farms its food, defends its borders, heals its sick, and expands its territory, all without ever speaking a word. Humans invented agriculture 10,000 years ago. Leafcutter ants invented it 50 million years earlier. We like to think we're the pinnacle of intelligence, but the rainforest floor tells a different story. Sometimes the most powerful empires are the smallest ones under our feet.